Hey everyone, so today is a very sad day for me. Why is it sad? Well, I just had to shut down my Goldshell AE Box II. Not because it's broke, not because I sold it. I turned it off because of the laws here in New York State, and the fact that there are very, very, very few exchanges available that actually support this coin. It literally became impossible for me to do anything with these coins once I've mined them. So in this video, I'm going to break it down for you guys really quick and simple why I stopped. Um, Hopefully you guys aren't in the same situation I am where I purchased a miner that I really can't use. So really quick, what I want to do is I want to come over here to the Goldshell website so you guys can actually see some of the specs on this coin. For you guys that are not aware, this is the Goldshell AE Box II. It does have three 6-pin connectors. It does hash at roughly 54 mega hash per second, and it does run at roughly 530 watts. But as you guys did see when I did show you guys the in the intro there, it was pulling roughly 450 some watts, which is actually not terrible, but it's still not enough to go ahead and actually make it profitable. So when I picked this up, I wanted to try to explore something different aside from just your traditional SHA-256 coins or Ethash or script coins. And I did sort of not like the concept of the ALEO coin, but I wanted to give it a shot. Now, I didn't buy this miner right off the rip as soon as it came out. Other people that did probably made their money back, which was great. I got this one from jinglemining.com. I got it for about $100 here on this on Goldshell's website. As you can see, it does range anywhere from $234 all the way up to over $400. But that's going to be dependent on if you want the power supply and which version of the power supply you want and everything else like that. So I want to go ahead and talk about the reason why I decided to shut this down. So I'm here in New York State, and for any of you guys that have been following, you know our electric rate here in New York State is ridiculously high. Right now, during the off season, it's roughly 22 cents per kilowatt hour. Here at the end of May, between Memorial Day and Labor Day, the rate does skyrocket up to roughly 43 cents per kilowatt hour. So what I'm telling you guys right now is not going to be the valid here in a couple weeks. It's actually going to be more expensive at that point. So the AE box pulls roughly 530 watts. That's about 12.7 kilowatts every single day at 22 cents. That equates to roughly just about $3 a day. So how much does the AE box actually make? Well, if you guys look here on this page, you can actually see what we're currently making over here. Um, it's roughly 40 some cents a day, which is minimal. So you take that $2.80 a day in electricity and you subtract it from the 40 some cents that's there, it leaves us with roughly 80 some cents of profitability. Now, is that worth my time? Is that worth me running this miner? It could be if the coin goes up, but the problem is there are very few exchanges that actually have support for this. So let me jump back over to CoinGecko really quick so I can show you where the coin currently sits, as well as the different exchanges that it says that can be used. So here you can see the different exchanges. So here's the thing about the ALEO coin that generally did not fully appreciate when I started mining it. This coin has a serious exchange problem. So when you look at other coins like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Caspa, Doge, whatever, they're on basically any exchange that's out there, both centralized and decentralized. So you have many different ways to go ahead and um, offload the coins, turn it to USD if you want, or whatever your native currency is. But here in New York State, there is very, very, very few. Originally, when ALEO did launch, it did launch on the Coinbase platform, which was great. And part of Coinbase, they always have these little learning things that you could learn, and they reward you in coins. And that's actually where I started my ALEO journey, was because of one of those learning scenarios. And up until here, not too long ago, Coinbase actually did support the coin. And if you look right here, it does say Coinbase Exchange, but it does not say Coinbase by itself. which means that I cannot actually do anything with the money that I have in there right now, which I'll be honest with you is roughly about 20 bucks. It's not that much, not enough to sit there and cry over. Now, if ALEO takes off and hits a like $5 a coin, then yeah, I'll probably cry a lot about that. But it's not worth my hassle to try to get it back. So if you guys look at Gate.io at the very top, that is one of the exchanges that a lot of people like to use. But this is where it goes from bad to worse for anyone here in New York State. Gate.io will not serve New York State residents. If you live in the actual state of New York, you are banned from using anything with Gate.io. MEXC restricts all US-based transactions. KuCoin just paid the state of New York a $22 million settlement and banned New York residents from their platform. So New York State is probably the most harsh out of all the states when it comes to cryptocurrencies. So like I said, I'm not making really much of anything, but then New York State itself is also making it very, very difficult to go ahead and do anything. So now let's talk about New York State and crypto, because this is the topic that affects every single miner and crypto holder in the state. And I don't think enough people are really talking about this. New York State has what's called a bit license since the year 2015. If you're a business dealing in virtual currency and you want New York residents to serve New York residents, you need to have the license from the Department of Financial Services here in the state. That's why so many exchanges either block New York residents outright or offer severely limited selection of coins compared to other exchanges, like what you'd see in a state like Texas or Florida, most other states in the United States, right? But it just got heavier. Turns out here in 2026, New York just passed the Crypto Act, and this one has real teeth. Under this law, unlicensed virtual currency activity is now classified as a criminal offense in the state of New York. We're talking Class A misdemeanor at the low end, and if you're moving more than $25,000 of cryptocurrency in 30 days on an unlicensed platform, it now turns into a Class E felony. So look, I am not a lawyer. I'm not giving any kind of legal advice at all or financial advice with anything on my channel. But as someone who mines crypto in New York, I do have to be aware of this stuff. And honestly, it does sort of scare me a little bit. Mining ALEO in New York puts me in a position where my realistic off-ramp options are either non-existent or severely limited. I can't find any exchange right now to send the other $15 worth of ALEO that I have to that I can offload it and convert into USDT or USDC. Now, fortunately for me, I am not moving that much cryptocurrency out there. I'm not mining enough. I'm not a big scale miner. I'm a very small scale miner. I at some point I do want to become a big scale miner, and that's where this is going to come into play right here. So I will always be a firm believer in telling everyone, let's not store our cryptocurrency on an exchange. Now, with that being said, I do have some on exchanges, and I will have links to some exchanges down below if you do decide you want to go ahead and put some crypto on exchanges or buy or sell, whatever. Now, each one of these links for these exchanges down below, like crypto.com or Coinbase, they will reward me with, I think crypto.com rewards me their CRO token. Coinbase will reward me and BTC, but not only will they reward me, but they'll also reward you for signing up as well. So if you are looking at doing an exchange, you have that option. Once again, those links are down below. But this is the one I want to really talk about. And this is going to be my Tangem wallet here. All right, so what I do want to talk about, and I'm going to let you guys know right now, I have a more in-depth video coming soon when it comes to my Tangem wallet, because I did find some really cool stuff about it. Now, if I would have known about this in Tangem back in the day, I would have actually sent all my ALEO in here, because as you can see right here, it does say I can add this coin to my profile. Or portfolio. Once I do down here at the bottom, it does show us that we can go ahead and send crypto in here on the BNB chain, which means at that point, if I were to have sent all my money into my Tangem wallet to begin with, I wouldn't be in a situation right now where I'm like, oh, great. what am I going to do with this coin? I can't do anything with this coin. It would have all went in there. It would have all been on the right blockchain, and I'd be able to go ahead and actually have an off ramp for it, which is one of the nice things about a hardware wallet like Tangem. They do give you the means to be able to offload your coins into USDT or USDC. And then from there, there's actually something new that I'm not going to spoil right now, but there's actually another something else you could do with the Tangem wallet that is really cool that actually gives you real usability of your crypto. So what does all this mean to you if you're thinking about picking up an AE Box 2 or any other altcoin miner? My honest take, and this is the stuff I wish I'd thought about before I plugged this thing in and or tried to buy this thing. Number one, before you mine any coin, go check which exchanges actually list it. Now, there are some exchanges like non-KYC and SafeCoin or SafeTrade and a couple others that do list some of these altcoins that I have been mining that would allow me to go ahead and convert into USDT, USDC. Once again, it's all low volume stuff. Um, but you have to understand what the laws are in your state. Uh, as crypto continues to grow and evolve, it's going to be adopted, and there are going to be some coins that are going to really stand out, and they're going to be used more than others. It's just it comes down to making sure you understand what you're getting yourself into, right? Number two, running your electricity numbers honestly. Don't use some optimistic average. Do your own research and figure out what your cost per kilowatt hour is, so that way you understand how much you're actually spending. Understand the regulatory environment. That goes back to what I was just saying. Make sure what you're going to be doing is going to be something you can actually do within the boundaries of the law. You don't want the government coming after you for anything. Trust me, it's not fun. I've known people who have done that. Ultimately, this ALEO box miner 2 it's not a bad miner. It does have solid potential, especially hopefully here later on this year when all the coins start to pick up. I don't think we're in the bear market yet. I think we're getting close. That's what my gut's telling me, but I'm not an analyst or anything else like that. So please don't take what I say with anything more than a grain of salt, right? But I think that soon anyone who's got mining equipment, they're going to all turn it back on because it's going to turn into a more profitable venture. So that's where I'm at, guys. My AE Box 2 is off. I did it because I just don't want to deal with it anymore. It's a great unit. If anyone's interested in it, please let me know. I'm happy to go ahead and work out a deal with you guys. But please know what you're getting yourself into when it comes to any miner and stuff, right? In the meantime, I'm going to be focusing on my other miners. I basically moved everything over to Kryptex.com. Why? Because it allows me to go ahead and auto convert into BTC, Litecoin, Dogecoin, USDT into cash and straight into my PayPal account, stuff like that. But that's what I'm doing. I'm going to have all my miners, my Magic miner and everything else like that. It's going to keep earning me money. And periodically, I will go ahead and jump off of Kryptex.com and try to earn other coins. But ultimately, my goal right now is to go ahead and start stacking more Bitcoin. Or maybe one of the other coins that are going to be listed in the Kryptex.com. There are other platforms that you could do that with as well. I want to go ahead and do a video on Unmineable, which is another great one where you can put your miners on there and you can actually get paid out in, actually they changed things around. You can actually get paid out in a couple of different coins, which is actually really cool compared to where it was when I was first using it. If you guys found any of this useful, if it saved you from plugging the ALEO box in yourself, do me a favor and hit the like button down below. Drop a comment below letting me know what you guys think, what you guys are dealing with out there. Let me know what your thoughts are on the crypto environment. I'm genuinely curious what you guys are thinking. Aside from that, please like, comment, share, subscribe, turn the bell notification on, set it all that way you don't miss out on any future videos. Like I said, I do have some really cool stuff coming really soon. I'm going to be talking more about the Tangem wallet. I'm going to start talking about stuff like this, like my watch, my DPIN projects that I'm really interested in. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this one. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day.